going to start out with some donkey calf raises. Sometimes people ask why donkey calf raises versus standing calf raises, although I do both. I like donkey calf raises a little bit more when I'm trying to hit the gastroc because they place the gastroc on a maximal stretch. The gastroc, as you know, crosses the knee joint, so it actually does a little bit of knee flexion. So when you bend forward like this, it puts it on a complete stretch, allows you to get a really good stretch and hit that gastroc muscle. So for all of you asking why I like to do these, that's it. This is a better angle to describe a donkey calf raise. Basically, it's where the trunk is in slight or moderate flexion, therefore you're stretching the hamstring and the gastroc muscle. Again, pause at the bottom. Since I only do arms on the mass gaining weeks of this current training cycle, I thought it would be fun to see how much size we could get after one arm workout. So this is just the pre-workout arm measurements. I almost gained about an inch on each arm, which is pretty good. This is probably my favorite bicep exercise. As you can see, the weight is pulling the shoulder into extension, so it's putting the long head of the bicep in a really good stretch. Any muscle that's on a slight stretch has the most actin and myosin binding sites, so you'll get the most amount of muscle activation and therefore muscle growth or strength, depending on how you're training. I really like it because it makes it really hard to cheat as well, because the weight prevents or makes it really hard for the deltoid to perform shoulder flexion, as we commonly do when we train our biceps, especially as the biceps get fatigued. Shot curls are a good exercise to take out or reduce the long head of the bicep activation. This is because the way the angle of the chair puts the shoulder, it's in a little bit of shoulder flexion, and this shortens the long head of the bicep already because it does shoulder flexion. Therefore, there's less actin-myosin binding sites. Because of this, you should not be able to flex the elbow all the way to your face. If you do so, then you're going to be activating the deltoid and long head of the bicep, as you can see coming up here. As my bicep gets fatigued, the short head and brachialis, I start to get some long head of the bicep and also anterior delt assistance. You can see the elbow moving forward right here, which shows that there's some shoulder flexion going on. But this is a good exercise to take out the long head of the bicep and also change up the bicep workout routine. So these are my version of the traditional 21s. Basically, it's your normal 21s where you do 7 half reps up, then 7 half reps down in the eccentric portion, and then 7 full reps to make 21 total reps. I do the same thing for 2 drop sets, and then on the final weight, I just do as many reps as I can with full range of motion. These are the post-workout arm measurements. Gained about 90% of an inch on the right and 60% of an inch on the left, which is pretty good. I'm doing arms every other week now just because I tend to get some tendonitis in my forearms from all the pulling work and back work I do. And then I like to do metcons and cardio work, so I do those or that on what would be an arm day every other week, typically on the heavy lift weeks. Any questions, just leave them in the comments, or you can hit us up on our Instagram page where my brother does most of the work there. He has some really good home banded workouts if you want to check those out, and food recipes.